Hello everyone, welcome to Trendy Tuesday. This week we are doing Scraplifting of Jen, who is our guest designer for the month, and I am going to use some of my supplies from my Secret Not Secret Kit Club. And I'm doing a traveler's notebook spread in trying to scraplift that beautiful layout that you saw of Jen's right at the beginning. Let me tell ya, I definitely took on the inspiration with it, but it looks nothing like the original layout. But you know what, that happens. And I originally am cutting out these beautiful girls. They are from, I believe it's the Girl Squad collection. I have a few pieces of the 6x6 piece of paper, and it came in my kit, and I was really planning on using them, and it changes. Everything changes. I switch gears, I flip things over, and it turns out completely different. I changed my photo like 3 times. It's just one of those layouts. But I'm keeping the whole process in so you can see it and just watch this adventure with me. So I am starting with this doily. It is an 8-inch doily that is in the Spiegelmom scrap shop. They are beautiful and I love them. And I can't get enough of them. They're perfect for painting over, like with your mists, and leaving them blank. And I just love them so much. And I am debating about, I had that photo of me with an Instagram shot, way too big for my traveler's notebook. So I thought, that's okay. I will go and use this photo instead. Now, because I'm switching photos, and this is the photo I do end up with, but because I'm switching photos, I am going to have to switch traveler's notebooks because this photo is for a different notebook for a different story. So if you follow me on Instagram at all, you would notice that I use the hashtag ThisIs30CMH. That is something I am doing to document my first year in my 30s, and I was trying to do it every single day, and I'm learning that's not really going to happen. So now I'm just trying to document the bigger stories that really, I think, give a nice rounded emphasis on what my life is like right now in my 30s. So it'd be something nice to look back on. So that's where this is going to go, is into that album. And this photo was taken on the 31st of July, and I only have my birthday documented. So I needed to figure out where it was being spaced, and you're going to see I fail in that as well. Telling you it's one of these layouts. So my first thought here is, okay, let's take away the teal ones and use, because of the fact that the black backed ones have the words that I'm trying to say within this layout. What this photo is, I went to take a selfie with my daughter one morning, and I realized as I'm looking back at the photo in color that I hadn't washed my hair. Now, I hadn't washed it in like 3 days. But I took a shower that evening, like the evening before. So it's not that I'm not clean. I just forgot to somehow wash my hair. Okay, I have at that time, a 4-month-old. I think we all understand where my brain was, right? So it was just one of those really funny moments. And I'm just like, you know what you do when you do this? You turn your photo black and white and no one will know. And I use that within my Instagram, like for the description. And I just thought it was really funny, and it just really documented my thoughts at that moment. So that's what the photo is about. And I'm going to take one of the little paperclip tab thingies. I can never think of what you call them. I love these. I received 4 of them in my kit, and I have kind of been hoarding them because I didn't want to use them, but I got one on for this layout, and I liked it. It was a nice pop of pink for it. And I'm going to end up putting the date on there. I think that's a good thing. And then I'm going to go through all my die cuts. I like that word smile. I want to try to figure out how I can work that in. I like the idea of this tag that I had cut for another layout that didn't get used. But what I'm finding now is this is way too much dark, and it's not really doing what I want it to do. So I'm going to then go into grab my 12x12 cut apart sheet from Glitter Girl, and I love the sheet. It's so very, very pretty, and I'm going to cut out the smaller squares. I was thinking about the bigger ones because that would really help emphasize the original layout that I'm trying to scrap lift, but the smaller squares kind of said what I wanted them to say, if that makes any sense, and so I'm going to stick with that instead. And I like it. I love that lady with the bow and the glasses, and she's winking, and I don't wear bows in my hair, but I wear glasses at time. The coffee cup definitely represents me. I think happy is just a positive thing to say, and I just like that as well. And then a unicorn. My daughter, I have a stuffed animal for her as a unicorn. I'm making her like unicorns, whether she likes it or not, basically. And I just thought that all of those really represented perfect, and then I can upload it with the word smile on the side, which you'll see. But before I do that, do you see that I took another photo? Another one. That's right. I didn't know what to do. So I took this other photo, and yes, I did. I folded it in half. You got that. I took my photo and I creased it, because my plan is that when it does go into my Project Life card, I'm going to go right down the middle, and that's exactly where it's going to go, is in the crease. So I wasn't upset that I creased it and didn't use the photo, because I will eventually get there. No worries. So like I said, I was liking the tag idea. So I'm going to just cut a tag out of this other piece of Glitter Girl paper. Originally, I was thinking about using the circles, because I love that sheet so much. It's like my favorite sheet. But when I flipped it over, now it's too much white, right? But when I flipped it over, it had that beautiful teal kind of mermaid scale type stuff. And when I layered my photo on top of that, and the little bit of leftover I had, it just was like perfect, and the angels sang, and it was exactly what I was wanting. So I'm gonna go with this. I'll layer that on. I'm then going to give myself a moment to think, and there's that smile I told you about. I'm going to figure out where that's going to go. I'm going to place it right there. So it's a nice vertical line. Like I said, I'm really falling away from the original layout now, but how I took it was those 4 pieces of squares is right in the middle of my layout. So that's kind of where I'm going from. I now dumped out all of my sequins to try to find the right ones to use. In the end, I'm going to choose to use the Fairy Garden ones. They are one of my favorites. And I wrote my journaling and then decided to do some mixed media. I wanted to kind of mimic the circles that were in the tag. And so I'm taking out this new stencil, and I go to do it, and you're going to see that I'm going to use my paint. And then I didn't like my original outcome, so I was like, that's fine. I flipped it to the very next page within my album, my traveler's notebook that I'm going to use, and I used some teal and some pink, and I really love that nice pop. I added some texture paste, so it was an actual paste rather than paint, because that was where my issue was. And then I'm just going to add my journaling and my sequins. That's going to do it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see everybody next week for another episode of Trendy Tuesday on Spiegel Mom Scraps. Don't forget, if you want to use my code, it's Christy15, and you'll get yourself 15% off in the shop. Bye!